Welcome back. All right, so this is different, isn't it? So I want to say too, I turned up the volume a little bit on my microphone because I saw a couple of comments from people saying, "Oh, in most recent videos, your sound's been low." So I never touched my microphone. I never touch anything. It doesn't mean that nobody else is coming here. Maybe accidentally bumped the microphone. Maybe adjusted the volume. So I turned up the volume a little bit. I'm going to apologize to people if it's like, this is louder than the last video. Well, it's just that's what I was told. So I'm gonna. This is a few different things in this video. So bear with me. It is one of those rare days where I'm not doing my treadmill today, so I'm going to do a video. My body told me yesterday, okay, you're doing the treadmill today, but if you do it again tomorrow, you're going to be pulling some muscles, and we're not going to tell you which ones. So I listened to my body and went, all right, which is generally the rule at my age. You got to kind of listen to when your body's saying physically you've pushed yourself about as far as you can. So tomorrow I'll do it again. But for today, you get this, a cornucopia of what this is. So I would like to say that my family here is fantastic. So my daughter Adelaide made these magnets. I thought about using them for like these two, for instance. Some of these I could use them on a hockey board, but I don't want to see somebody saying those look stupid. Who drew those at 4 year old? Like I don't want to see that. So I wanted to put them on the board here. Explain she made these for me for Christmas, and that's fantastic. That's great. Um, just because apparently it's known in this house I like magnets. Also, you'll notice that there's some Forky. There's a Forky that was back here that's over here now. I did mention on the hockey channel the Funkos that Yvonne custom ordered, which includes a couple of little cats in there, black cat for Shadow and a tortoise shell, or not tortoise shell, calico for Bear. And also, I got this, which it's not wrong. It's just not wrong. I saw that and I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's basically eat, sleep, hockey, repeat. Also, um, this is also Forky. So lots of Forky and other just ridiculousness for Disney, which I'm not going to show in this video. I'm going to spring it on people in a video at some point and wait and see if anybody can actually pay attention to what I'm talking about in the video. Also, you notice a couple of ears here. The bow comes off of this set of ears, so I don't have to worry about how manly I look in the park. The bow does not come off of this one, but I have the shirt that matches this one, so like a Spirit jersey, and I have the backpack too that matches this. It's the so see that's the from I know the term. I'm gonna pause and then I'll remember. Yeah, Dole Whip. I just looked at it like that's a Dole Whip. All right, Dole Whip. So it is the Dole Whip. It's pineapple, and I think it's fun. The bow, of course, does a man wear a bow? I don't know. I get told so many times a real man wouldn't wear a jersey, so why the hell not? So that'll definitely go with me to the park. One of my friends from high school is currently down at Disneyland and posting pictures every day, and I'm like, that's gonna be me in a month. Cool. So I'm not the only one who goes to California to go to Disneyland. So I wanted to just talk a bit about my haul for Christmas and how amazing I think it is that my wife gets this stuff. And when my wife's finding me this stuff with Forky, it is hard to find. None of this stuff's easy to find. Like we've been at Disneyland multiple times. I've never seen anything really fun that's Forky related that's for adults in the park. So she also got me a t-shirt that just has Forky with like this and says I don't know. And I'm waiting for the right time to use that in a hockey video. Absolutely, that's perfect. That'll work in a hockey video. So, yeah. We ended up having a delayed Christmas here because the boys were with grandparents. Adelaide was with her dad, and once everybody came home, we had our Christmas last Friday. So I'm trying to watch hockey and do Christmas and all that fun stuff at the same time. So I wanted to talk about some TV stuff today, and then I'm going to do I always call it an unboxing, even though it's not in a box, but I guess it's still technically an unboxing. But Traitors, oh, my favorite time of year. I'm so excited. 3 episodes into the UK version of the Traitors. The USA version of Traitors starts tonight, so I'm excited about that. The funny thing is, when hockey season starts, I have a reaction of, well, regular season starting tonight, so I don't have to come up with as many video ideas on the daily. because I'll do previews and reviews, and that eats up time, and then the news videos, and that's content, and I don't have to stress so much about coming up with a bunch of video ideas that I do during the summer. When I realized that Traitors UK, because I had forgotten the debut date, when I realized Traitors UK was on Crave, which is the Canadian version of Hulu for those in the States that are watching, I started freaking out. I went completely bonkers. I was so excited that there was an episode of Traitors. I was so excited. And I was almost like screaming, "Oh my gosh, oh my God." Like, I was so excited. I was shaking because it is my favorite show and I'm addicted to it. Now, one might think, well, if you have two different versions of Traitors going at the same time, won't it be difficult to follow? Oh, no, no. The USA version of Traitors involves a lot of reality stars. The Housewives of Beverly Hills type are in there a lot. It's the housewives from various locales, and apparently they all have like this social setup where they all talk to each other and they all hang out with each other kind of thing. Whereas the UK version of Traitors is all just regular normal people. And so it has a completely different feel, as a different host, even though it's in the same castle. It is a completely different show. And I don't know. I think I prefer the UK one, but the US one's fun too. Either way, I'm excited that the US one starts tonight. So when hockey is done at the end of the night, I'm done with hockey. One thing that I learned as the years have gone by is that when I'm done at the end of the night with hockey, I used to have, like, I would get notifications every time certain people tweeted. I would get notifications every time certain things happened. And I learned that I wasn't getting any kind of mental break overnight. I wasn't like a reset. Just think of it like a factory reset overnight to make sure that the brain's going to work. And so once I'm done with hockey at night, I'm done. I don't even check news feeds until the morning. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh crap, I got stuff. Oh, that I missed that. But I think that for my own mental well-being, it probably works out a little better. But as excited as I am by Traitors, so last night we watched Hell's Kitchen, the most recent episode, and I don't know if it's just me. You guys can let me know, but I'm not. It's weird. They have all of these head chefs from elsewhere. Oh, these are all chefs. These are all chefs. These are all experienced chefs. And I thought, well, that'll be nice. Though they won't make the same mistakes. And they don't generally make a lot of the same mistakes as others. So it feels really nitpicky when people are getting eliminated this season. Like, oh, I mean, you're going to eliminate them there. The funny thing was, last night we're watching, and we could see the scallops were burnt. And they're bringing them up. I'm like, those are burnt. And I had that moment where I went, okay, wait a minute. I don't eat scallops. I've never made scallops. But I've watched Hell's Kitchen for so many years that I look and go, the coloring on those are wrong. And there were ones that chefs sent that I was like, that the quality on that is not where it should be. There's a look that I know scallops have when they're made right, and the blue kitchen was making them right, the red kitchen was not. And it's driving me nuts. Because it's like, yep, send them. And I'm like, those are the wrong. What are you doing? But anyway, it's just so weird how we become experts all of a sudden. Or baking, the baking shows where, they're opening the oven. I'm like, what are you doing? Don't open the oven. That's going to throw the whole temperature off. Stop opening the oven. Which was a storyline we had on Hell's Kitchen this year too, where a chef just kept opening up the stove, like the oven, and so that's going to send the temperature plunging, and your time is going to be all off. And when everybody's 8 minutes on everything, you're now screwing up the whole team. They're waiting for you because you keep opening the door. And then I had a funny idea last night too, where like they had two chefs there, and he goes, "Okay, your team, how long is it going to take you to make this?" 8 minutes, chef. And he asked the other one. The other one goes, 8 minutes, chef. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be funny if one of them said 8 minutes, chef, and the other one goes, well, half an hour. We should be good to go in half an hour. I want to say confidently, 30 minutes. We'll have everything done by then. That 8 minutes that's really ambitious, and I'm not feeling that, so I'm gonna go with 30. It's so weird to me. And it's also weird too to see when chefs are told to bake that they on the shows it comes across as like, I don't bake, that's beneath me. But baking's really technical. Baking's really difficult. So I'm not saying cooking's not, but it feels like there's more chemistry with baking than there is with cooking. And so I know that's not 100% accurate, but that's how it feels. So Hell's Kitchen, I'm kind of meh on this season. It's weird, and I don't know if it's because there's been so many years I've watched. Not on the board is the challenge. So I actually had to subscribe to Paramount Plus because it's the only way I can watch it. So I'm all the way up to the first half of the finale I watched, and they're really screwing over Kyland. They did Kyland dirty with this one. Kyland is not a strong swimmer, and this season has featured some swimming, but not a lot. And the final is basically almost all swimming. And I feel like that's not fair because it's going to favor Jordan because Jordan does triathlons all the time. So clearly they're giving Jordan the win with how the finals set up. And Kyland is not a strong swimmer, so he had a quad tighten up on him, and yeah, I feel bad for him. I do. I legitimately do. And I don't understand why in the final on the challenge they always make it so that people get no sleep in between day one and day two of the final. I think it would be more entertaining if they gave them a nice hotel and gave them a really good night's sleep, let them have the full 8 hours, and then come out and run that second half of the final and make it as difficult as humanly possible. But make sure everybody has, energy, and not everybody's built the same. Like Jenny's asthmatic, so not getting any sleep overnight is going to have maybe a more direct effect or more dramatic effect on her than others, but that's just me talking. So that's the kind of stuff I watch when I'm not watching hockey. Um, and this is the kind of stuff that my family gets me. Nope, nope, Bun Bun can't have that. I have to make sure the rabbit can't get this because this is like the perfect squishy kind of texture that a rabbit might be like, well, that might taste good, and they'll take a nibble out of it. So I just wanted to bring this in here, and yeah, I may even at some point in time sport it, but if I wear them, it'll be over a hat. I'm not wearing these without a hat. Unless I shave my head before we go, which I probably will. I usually cut all my hair off before we go. Because when you're bald, it's just easier. The one thing I think that I'm grateful for is that at a young age I realized, okay, I'm not going to get my hair back. I'm not doing like hair implants and all the creams and everything. I'm just going to cut my hair off, and it just not having that concern. As soon as I'm like, man, I really need to comb my hair. Oh, I need to shave my head. Got it. That's what I need to do. So I, I greatly appreciate that. So one thing to keep an eye on. So for anybody who's, if you're looking at Disney stuff and whatnot, when it's Loungefly, and this one here is a Loungefly, these are really good quality, so they're going to be more expensive, but yeah, they're a Loungefly. And what I've been trying to do too, and I don't even know if anybody's noticed in the background of my hockey videos, is I've been posing him, but I've been changing the position of his arms, and sometimes I've been changing which direction he's facing in the background from one day to the next. And I've been kind of sad that I haven't seen anybody mention it. I had him have his arms up at one point. I had him pointing over at me at one point as well. I had him pointing at the wall. I had him sort of looking like he was kind of shrugging, but I guess people don't pay as much attention as I thought they might. All right, so last thing before I get ready for tonight's 10 games and everything. So Geeky Jerseys had a sale right after Christmas, and this is one that I've been looking at, and because it was on sale for about half the price of what it had been, I decided, all right. So I was never a big G.I. Joe fan. When I was a kid, I much preferred Transformers to G.I. Joe. Looking back now, I realize they're basically the same thing. Just a bunch of people with guns or robots with guns, and just nothing ever really happens. So this jersey here, I love the colors. That's part of the reason I ordered it, and it's the one character on G.I. Joe I loved. I loved Snake Eyes. So I would always tell people, well, I don't really like G.I. Joe, but I love Snake Eyes. And then they made a movie of him, and that says Ninja Force. So it's fantastic. Ninja Force, and it's a wolf. But yeah, and 82 because year and all that. But I really, really did like Snake Eyes quite a bit. And so when this one went on sale, I was like, yeah, I'll get Snake Eyes. That I can do. And you can see this is out of 250. It's number 10 out of 250. Some of the jerseys they have are limited to 100. So one thing that I appreciate about this, and it's something that I used to when I was doing the collectibles at card shops and like comic book collectibles, I would always make sure I was getting collectibles that I was never going to see anywhere else. So I would order like really rare items, and I've never seen a lot of the items that I got through that process anywhere else. Not that I have some of the items, and I don't want to think about how much some of them would have been worth if I'd kept them in really good condition, because it'll make me sad as a human. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to see anybody else wearing a Snake Eyes jersey. So I can probably find a hockey reason to wear this. Like if there's a game with a bunch of fights and we're talking about fighting, that could work. And yeah, or that could work for like nights when there's like a really lopsided game and one team gets destroyed. The problem is Snake Eyes is on the side that always got destroyed in GI Joe. So you see there's GI Joe there too. Yeah, kind of a fun jersey. So there you go. You got a bunch of things all wrapped up in one here. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. And of course, this is my 3 Days Grace tour shirt from when we went and saw them. And I was like, well, I need a 3 Days Grace shirt. And now I'm really anxious to see them go out on tour again, because they could have 2 lead singers on their next tour. So that could be fun. Adam coming back is great. So if they actually put out an album with him and go on tour with him, that could be fantastic. But that's a whole other discussion for another time. Let me know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. It is greatly appreciated. And as I mentioned in a hockey video today, if you're in California, if you're around the LA area, be safe. I hope that that situation gets better as soon as possible. And we will be down there in a month's time. It's actually a month from today that we will be flying out. And we'll be down there for roughly a week. So we're looking forward to having some sort of a meetup while we're down there too. And getting that all figured out. But thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And again, the support that I get on both channels has been greatly appreciated. The growth on this channel has been really good, and I've been regretting that I haven't been able to do more content on this channel. But there's only so many hours in the day, and I've been doing my best to try to make that time. But it has been a challenge. It is a challenge that I'm willing to take on, though, because I'm a faithful. I have to say, and I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but watching a Traitor get their comeuppance early on in the UK season, that was my favorite ever. I'm rooting for Mina to win it. So, episode 4 she'll probably go home. But either way, Mina's the one that I want to win it. I think she's playing a really good game. And just her facial expressions and her reactions to things people say to her, they're absolutely perfect and on point. So thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.